Korath only wanted to transport a load of timber to build a new home for himself. What he didn't know was that a group of armed men had already decided he needed to be eliminated. Unfortunately for them, they had no idea how dangerous the old man truly was. As a soldier quietly approached from behind with a knife, Korath remained calm. Rather than reacting immediately, he carefully measured the distance and waited for the right moment. When another soldier stepped forward to block his path, Korath grabbed him and slammed him into the truck before accelerating away at full speed. Watching his target escape, Commander Anton instantly ordered a tracked combat vehicle to pursue him. Inside the truck, a captured soldier already knocked unconscious twice had no choice but to help Korath by loading ammunition into a rifle. After driving for a while, Korath suddenly stopped. Moments later, someone leaped from the passenger side and sprinted into a nearby field. Believing it was Korath, the pursuing soldiers unleashed a barrage of gunfire. Only after they had emptied their magazines did they realize they had been tricked. Korath emerged from hiding and struck without warning. Within seconds, several soldiers were down. Calmly stepping into view, he aimed his rifle at the two remaining men inside the vehicle. Anton quickly instructed his companion not to move, recognizing that further resistance was pointless. Anton stayed perfectly still. Korath lowered his weapon. He had no desire to kill anyone if they would simply stop hunting him. That act of mercy almost proved disastrous. A short time later, 4 Special Forces operators arrived on heavily armored motorcycles, wearing reinforced helmets and body armor. They immediately resumed the chase under Anton's command. The truck was weighed down by massive logs, making it impossible for Korath to maintain his lead. Before long, the motorcycles began overtaking him. Realizing he was losing the advantage, Korath decided to attack first. His bullets were ineffective against their protective helmets. To make matters worse, one of the soldiers managed to climb onto the truck's roof. Korath reacted instantly, slamming on the brakes and using the sudden loss of momentum to throw the attacker onto the road. The pursuit intensified. As the remaining riders closed in, Korath swerved sharply and crashed into an abandoned vehicle near the roadside. The motorcycles behind him had no time to react and smashed into the wreckage, destroying themselves in the process. Furious after watching his men die, Anton accelerated and closed the gap. He hurled a burning Molotov cocktail onto the truck. Flames quickly spread across the timber, threatening to destroy everything Korath had worked for. Enraged, Korath spotted a grenade attached to one of the soldiers. He violently jerked the truck, dislodging it at just the right moment. Anton couldn't avoid the explosive and drove directly into it. With his pursuers temporarily neutralized, Korath steered onto a narrow road lined with dense branches. The trees scraped against the truck, smothering the flames and saving the timber. Finally, he stopped and caught his breath. His relief lasted only seconds. The roar of jet engines suddenly echoed across the sky. 2 fighter aircraft appeared overhead, proving that his enemies were willing to deploy military aviation just to stop him. Korath immediately drove away, but the jets rapidly closed the distance. One pilot locked onto the truck and launched a low-level attack, before circling around for another pass. Ahead, Korath spotted a warehouse. He quickly drove inside and shut down the vehicle, listening carefully to the eerie silence outside. Unable to see what was happening, he could only wait. High above, one of the pilots climbed to altitude before turning around and diving directly toward the warehouse. Hearing the aircraft rushing closer, Korath restarted the truck and raced for the exit. Just 1 second before the bomb struck, he burst out of the building. The explosion destroyed the warehouse behind him, but Korath survived. He drove deep into a forest where the dense trees limited the pilot's visibility. For a brief moment, it seemed he had escaped. Then the jets found him again. One aircraft descended and attempted to weave through the trees at low altitude. Korath waited for the perfect instant and tapped the brakes. The maneuver was enough to cause the aircraft to crash. After confirming the immediate danger had passed, Korath returned to the highway. He believed the remaining pilot had given up. He was wrong. The second jet had been using the nearby cliffs as cover, shadowing the truck unnoticed. When the opportunity appeared, the pilot pulled ahead and launched another attack run. His ammunition soon ran dry, but instead of retreating, he committed to a desperate final move. The aircraft accelerated directly toward the truck. At the very last second, the pilot pulled the ejection handle and abandoned the jet. Korath instantly understood what his opponent was trying to do, but what he did next would leave everyone speechless.